Sometimes you scroll through social media and it looks like everyone has their lives together. Well, everyone except you. You see people your age buying cars, getting married, starting businesses, and traveling the world. And you're just sitting there wondering if you are behind or if you're doing something wrong. Yeah, I've been there too. A lot more times than I care to admit. But sometimes we feel the pressure or that whisper in our mind that says you should be further ahead by now. And it can be exhausting, right? But something important that I want you to remember is that nobody really has it all together. Some people are just really good at making it look that way. I mean, we all have days where we feel lost, confused, or like we're not doing enough. But the thing is, that doesn't make you a failure. It makes you human because life was never meant to be a race. I remember when I used to wake up every morning feeling like I had to prove that I was catching up and that I was doing okay. But one day I paused and I asked myself, catch up to who? Because who decided that by a certain age you had to have everything figured out? The job, the car, the relationship, and the peace. I think somewhere along the line we confused progress with perfection. We thought we needed to be there in order to be worthy, wherever there is. But you are allowed to be in progress. You are allowed to not know everything yet. Growing up isn't easy because one day you feel like you've got everything figured out and you have everything all together. And then the next day, it all falls apart again. But that's okay because I've learned that life moves in seasons. You have seasons where everything feels clear and everything flows easily. And then you have seasons of confusion, waiting, and uncertainty. But both seasons matter because those quiet, confusing seasons help to build your character, they teach you patience, and they remind you to lean on God when nothing makes sense. And most times, if I'm being honest, the pressure doesn't come from outside, it comes from within ourselves because we carry the weight of trying to be perfect or to be everything to everyone. But you don't have to have your whole life figured out today. You don't have to have your future figured out today. As a matter of fact, God knows the future that He is giving you. So you don't even need to worry about your future. You just need to have faith that God will carry you through. And you might not see the entire picture, but God is working on a masterpiece and He's not rushing you. So you don't have to rush yourself. You just have to show up and keep going. Even if it's trying again after failing 10 times or saying a short prayer when you don't have the strength for a long one, it still counts. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You are not missing out and you're not late. You are exactly where God wants you to be because God's timing isn't yours. And that's the beauty of it. He's not in a rush because He is preparing you, even when it doesn't look like it. You are being built in private for something that God will call you to do in public. So the next time that you feel the pressure start to creep in, I want you to remind yourself that nobody really has their life together. Everyone is still figuring it out as they go, even the ones who make it look like they do have it all together. You are allowed to start over as many times as possible. You are allowed to grow quietly and you are allowed to not have all the answers yet. Because maybe having your life together isn't about being perfect. Maybe it's about finding peace. Peace in knowing that you don't have to have it all figured out because God does. Peace in trusting that God is still working behind the scenes, and peace in understanding that your story is still unfolding slowly, beautifully, and right on time. So, if nobody has told you this lately, let me be the first. You are doing better than you think. You don't need to rush. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to keep showing up. Keep growing and keep trusting God with your story. Because one day this will all make sense. Everything you were worrying about, it will lead you to exactly where you were meant to be.